You are listening to How to Win Life's Battles with Hope. Prevailing over pain, suffering, and hopelessness by making the best choices after a devastating event. By S.A Peace. Narrated by Stauff. Introduction. Have you ever found yourself so lonely, sad, broke, and angry that you felt there was no way out of your predicament? The truth is that millions, perhaps billions of people have gone through a similar situation, and a good number of them have come out better. After several years of gathering information from several people who have hit rock bottom after devastating events that ruined their lives but recovered completely and are now thriving, I have decided to share the secrets I have discovered about hope. This book is about learning the right attitudes that will help you emerge victorious out of hopeless situations. 7 years ago, Peter was in the doldrums. He was staring out through the window at the raindrops outside on a cold morning, huddled on a couch in my mom's room, wondering if life had totally left him behind. He was broke, depressed, bitter, and ashamed of himself. He was sinking fast and losing hope. He felt even more pathetic about his condition because 5 months earlier he had thought he had the world in his pocket. How did Peter get out of this mess? Peter was fresh out of media school when he got a job in a top media agency with a 6-figure salary. He was on top of the world. He felt happy, proud, and invincible. The next thing he could think of was to surround himself with all the things that made him happy. He got himself an exquisite apartment that cost a fortune and bought 2 fast cars that attracted the ladies but guzzled gas like a fish. And for the first time in his life, he could afford to date a model. He never cared if his girlfriend was constantly asking for money. He could afford everything she wanted, so it was never a problem. Lastly, he surrounded himself with friends that told him everything he wanted to hear. They encouraged his ostentatious lifestyle and urged him to step it up. He never minded that they usually came to him whenever they went broke. He could afford to take care of them anyway. They were all like him. They wanted to have all the good things in life, and they didn't care how much it would cost, or so he thought. Peter was a gym buff, visiting at least twice a week to keep his body in shape. Both him and his girlfriend were gym buddies. In fact, they met at the gym, and he later introduced her to basketball. People began to compliment Peter's toned body and athletic build. He felt confident and happy. Things were going great. Then the unthinkable happened. Peter was fired. All along, he thought he was a rainmaker that could not be touched in the company. In his overconfidence, he had never imagined something this terrible could ever happen to him, and when it did, he was completely unprepared. A new owner had acquired the company he worked in and wanted to refocus the business. Peter was one of the few people who would not fit in the new system. He was competent, but not in the right things, and he was thrown under the bus fast. Within 3 months, his severance package had run out. He watched as all the nice things he had surrounded himself with vanished. He sold his cars at giveaway prices as he desperately raised money to fund his lifestyle, hoping he would get a job within 3 months. Most of the jobs he found were paying less than half of what he earned. Reality hit him when he ran out of cash and couldn't pay his rent. He got a quit notice and had to move to his mother's house. Then most of his friends just abandoned him. He became a case study in their discussions on how to live unprepared, whereas they had encouraged his lifestyle. Peter's girlfriend also left him after incessant complaints about him being useless. He lost his confidence and self-esteem and contemplated suicide several times. At the worst moment of his life, Peter made a huge decision that changed his life for good and put a stop to his downward spiral. Today, Peter is back on his feet, married with kids, and thriving after a change of career. If, like Peter, you have found yourself stuck in the doldrums due to poor decisions you have taken in the past, or like so many others, based on no fault of yours, do not despair. This book outlines and explains the method that has worked for several people in similar situations. Life can sometimes be likened to a game of chess. From my understanding of this smartboard game, I have learned that there are several moves available for a
Sample complete. Ready to continue?